Hello VR addicts, welcome to my channel. I am Paolo Trianni and this is a review of Redfall after 2 months. Why is Anne staring at me that way? Oh my god, Anne. You're pregnant and you've got a husband with his baby. Jesus. Anyway, let's get on with the review. So let's start off with the negatives. Yes, the launch was a disaster on the Xbox and on the PC. It's a console exclusive, I believe. That is never a good start. Remember Warhammer Dark Tide, anyone? I mean, why am I looking for a quest item in the wrong place? Is it because they didn't tell me, or at least I didn't see that the location has moved? Yeah, that's the thing. Is that a transsexual priest? Is that a thing now? Is Christianity okay with that now? I suppose it doesn't matter really, does it? I mean, it's just the thing where people just chuck stuff like that in games these days and they're just there and they'll knock you forward, knock you back and think, could have been anyone else but the priest. They might not like that. Did they get me doing side missions to finish a main quest? Did that just happen? It sure did. It sure did. Yes, they did. Yes, they forced me onto side missions to complete my main mission. Never seen that before. Probably has happened in other games, but you probably would never notice because the other games have probably got decent stories. 2 months plus and a game still stutters, has god-awful frame drops, and on the Xbox the Xbox users are still begging for 60 FPS mode. Yes, it's only 30 FPS on the Xbox, there's no 60 FPS mode. Disaster. I've had over 2 crashes in the game. One was a hard crash. Hard crash is when I normally have to restart my PC because I just can't get off the black screen that it's crashed to. Where are all the SMGs? Are SMGs not allowed? Who banned them from the game? That's what I want to know. Talking about SMGs, what about the crossbow? Daryl in Walking Dead said F you. What is with all the notes and books to read? Did my old school teacher tell you something? Was it I need to spend more hours reading? Well, I couldn't be bothered too. And personally, that time putting all this reading content into the game could have been best spent fixing the game and adding more content. Is this game dead now? I ask because, well, the last update, which was a hotfix, was back on the 22nd of June. That's quite some time away now. I'm trying to pick up some of the shiny loot in the game that has only one purpose, and that is to gain money. You can gain money. You can't get anything else from that loot that you generally pick up, unless it's guns, obviously, and ammo. 1, sometimes I can't even pick up that loot anyway. And 2, why didn't Axiom add crafting? All this loot just to sell for some meds, lockpicks and weapons that are easier to find out in the game. All those legendaries weapons found wandering the map could have been crafted, and that would have made me at least feel a little bit, well, like it had a point to it all, you know? It had a point to doing all that looting. Content is bare for a decent sized map. Story is bland and feels drab. The graphics, well, okay, wouldn't it have been better if they make it more scary, like instead of cartoon? I mean, the graphics could have been a lot more scarier, but it's cartoony. It's very cartoony. Like the Hunt Showdown style graphics would have been amazing. Let's be honest. The Hunt Showdown, if you've ever been in that game, that's kind of creepy. It's got a very good atmosphere. That would have been perfect. The character I picked must have been on coke and hardcore antidepressants because they are always happy. Oh look, dead body. Happy voice dialogue kicks in. Oh look, town is overrun by vampires. Another happy voice dialogue kick comes in. And overrun by zombies isn't correct, by the way. More like some vampires mixed in with a lot of nasty human NPCs. I say nasty, but I mean kind of normal, as when you're listening in on them, they sound like they tell you normal stories, really. You know, oh yeah, I want to be a vampire, I worship vampires, but at the same time, I still take my daughter to school. The game has fast travel, which is good. However, sometimes the game takes a few many seconds. The game has fast travel, which is good. However, sometimes the game takes a few too many seconds to load in. Anyway, what about the positives? The map size is decent. Shame they weren't fully used, mind you, but they are decent sizes and there's 2 of them. The music seems good enough and the weapon sounds fine. Could do with being punchier, you know, more beefy. more clout to them, but it does what it needs to do. Graphics isn't totally bad, and some stuff like the particle effects on killing as vampire is very, very nice. I mean, those particle effects are very good. Gunplay is good now. Jumping works great, but sliding is epic. Sliding is definitely the bomb in the game. Power-up's okay, but let's be fair here. I want the main power-up to feel nuts, like Final Fantasy VII summoning good, like raining hellfire down on my enemies. Instead, my character has a UV light and the vampires get a bit, you know, scabby. Meanwhile, human NPCs couldn't give an F. Story is told in a picture-like form, giving it away from the normal video cutscenes. I didn't get the feel for it, and I wanted to skip it pretty much every single time. It felt like it lacked substance and meaning. Still, it has a story, and that's good. I think. Boss fights are good, but don't expect anything Souls-like here. You won't be finding yourself losing your mind. And to be honest, they should have had a lot more boss fights, you know, along with more other content. Don't despair though. They do have collectibles in the game. That is worth hunting down. Well, unless you skip to the next map and you've just realised you can't go back. Yes, that's the thing. The collectibles even have a story, voiced clearly by an extra from Walking Dead, because it's got that kind of Louisiana kind of like, I don't know, dialect. Going back to the map, if they opened more of those buildings and added 30 plus PvP players and left the NPCs including the vamps, fixed frame rate and stuttering, what a crazy game that could have been. But for now, though, it's an empty shell of what ifs and what could have been. 6 out of 10 from me. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like and hit that bell button if you want to watch more videos like this. Thank you very much. Ciao from me.